Yeah. Tanko hard. So if me to Abba, if it is qualifying, I'll qualify. But
hello and welcome to JoyNews Room. My name is Winston Tackie. This bulletin is also live on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV 125 and around the world at myjoyonline.com. Coming up in this bulletin, old Tafo MP Vincent Ekow Assafuah, a response to National Pensions Regulatory Authority describing the authority's statement as evasive, challenging them to make full disclosure on cost of office project, pay diesel and bloated salaries. We're live in Parliament for details, plus details of the NPRA's earlier response.
State emphatically that the phase one is not completed. It is false, it is misleading.
Ghana and Spain seek to deepen economic ties as the two countries mark 60 years of diplomatic relations, with annual trade between them now estimated at $300 million.
Spain has been in Ghana for as long as Ghana has been in Spain. That is our equivalent of GB foods from Ghana.
Former Attorney General accuses the NDC government of witch-hunting opposition members through arrest and questionable judicial decisions, describing the trend as deeply troubling and a stain on the country's judiciary.
The unwarranted denial of bail to members of the MPP and frivolous prosecution of a few for the expression of views on matters of public interest cast a slur on the integrity and independence of the judiciary.
Details as he also punches holes in the new legal education reform, describing it as ill thought through and warning it could steer the nation onto a dangerous path. We have these and more coming up after this break. Stay tuned. This is JoyNews Room, and now to our first story. The first controversy is brewing over the National Pensions Regulatory Authority's new head office project, following minority claims of a 700 million Ghana cedis phase 2 financing arrangement. The old Tafo MP Vincent Ekow Assafuah has questioned the move, insisting phase 1 remains uncommissioned. But speaking on JoyNews on Friday, the NPRA's Corporate Affairs Manager, Mr. Collins Aprako, dismissed the concern, stating phase 2 is essential to complete and operationalize the facility. He says while phase 1 is uncommissioned, phase 2 is a critical prerequisite with an estimated cost of 559 million Ghana cedis. Here's Mr. Collins Aprako, the Corporate Affairs Manager of NPRA.
First of all, if you take a careful look at the presser that the MP did yesterday, he sought to say that the pension funds situate with the NPRA. It's a point that I will want to debunk, and I will want to direct him to look at Section 155 of the Pensions Act, the National Pensions Act, which is Act 766. If he takes his time and look at Section 155, it explains the activities and the functions of pension fund custodians. They are the recognized and the designated body where pension funds is seated. So it is not as if the monies and the cash flows that are coming from pension is sitting with NPRA, and whenever we decide to do something, we just dip our hands in the monies and just go gaywire with it. That is a wrong assertion that he sought to
is there phase 2 of this facility anyway? Is there a phase 2 particularly of this facility?
Yes, there is.
How are you funding it?
Here, I don't know. With me here, I don't know if your cameras can capture this. This is an expert advice that we had from the consultant, Mort Tikad. This is a letter dated 8th September 2025. I don't know if your cameras can capture.
It's a document we can check and ascertain a bit later, but if what you're... Okay.
Very well. But I want my argument to be tied to the apron strings of documents which are facts, which are figured, which are verifiable. I wouldn't want to join him in that allegation spree, because this is an authority. This is a recognized...
What's the consultants advising you on? What did the consultants direct you to do?
On the 8th of September, the multi-card consultant, lead consultant who signed this document, goes by the name Joseph Hayford. He advised the authority that looking at the topography of the land and looking at the plans and the designs of the phase 1, he will want to continue with some portions of the phase 2. Let me quote verbatim from what he wrote to the authority. If you look at the point 3 that I have here, as I've underlined, he said, point 1 and full above suggest that the phase 2 foundations and ground floor parking need to be constructed as part of the completion stage of phase 1 as a matter of urgency. Emphasis mine. This is the consultant speaking.
Did he state why it is urgent?
Yes. And he continues to say, as a matter of urgency, to obviate the said adverse impact on the occupation. So if you look at the point, this is the point 3. If with your leave, I can read the point 1 and the point 2. That will explain why he
Are you able to summarize exactly what the adverse impact could be?
Yes. So what we are saying is, this is a consultant working on the project. This is the consultant contracted under the former administration. With the appointment of the new CEO, he didn't change the contractor. So this is the contractor who started with the work from day 1. And this is the advice that he gave to the authority. That is why let me state emphatically that the phase 1 is not completed. It is false. It is misleading.
This invitation to the public to come and see the facility would mean that whatever we see would have been a continuation of the phase 1. Is that it?
If I may, with your leave, let's put on record that the authority is not done with the phase 1.
Okay. The continuation of phase 1, which is not done, how much is the consultant say will be? What cost would it be?
The phase 1, the construction of the phase 1 is not completed. Then the consultant advised that starting portions of the phase 2 has become a prerequisite for the completion of the phase 1. And this is the advice that I'm showing you. This is a letter.
By the time I'm just done with this bulletin, just in simple terms, yes. The phase 1, yes. How much did it cost us? And in continuation of this phase 1, how much are you quoting to spend?
Come again with your question?
The phase 1, as I understand, is not completed.
Okay.
How much have we spent on the phase 1 that is not completed? How much do we need to complete it?
Okay, so the phase 1, I can say we've done, like say 75% of the construction, but because it became necessary that we need to start with some aspects of the phase 2 as being prerequisite to get a successful completion of the phase 1, we will have to look at the details of the budget to give you those figures. But it is important for us to put out there for your cherished viewers to appreciate the fact that it is very unfortunate for a member of parliament to go ahead to say that we've borrowed 700 million to work on phase 2, whilst we have phase 1 completed and we've not moved in. That is a mischief.
These are two, so I see clarity on two things. I'm with you if you say that phase 1 is not complete. I wanted some figures. True. I also want how much you are quoting to spend on the uncompleted facility. Do you have that?
Yes, I do.
What figure are you using to counter the 700 million?
Yes, so we are looking at 559 million Ghana cedis. And with this figure, this figure is not cast in stone. You know, we operate under the auspices and tutelage of the Ministry of Finance. So whatever figure we quote, it needs to go to the Ministry of Finance for final approval. So these are the documentation that
550, you say?
559 million.
Where's the funding coming from?
Figure. Yes.
Where's the funding coming from?
We're looking at multiple sources. If you look at section 22 of the National Pensions Act, it talks about the funding of the NPRA. So with your leave, I want to direct you with that. It says the funds of the authority include A, monies provided by Parliament. 2, fines, fees, commissions, and income accruing on the board in the performance of the functions. C, donations, grants, and gifts. And the last one says any other monies that are approved by the minister responsible for finance. So just as I indicated early on,
okay,
when we want to do something, yes. So these are the areas that we're looking forward to draw the money from.
And quickly, you have also not secured new Land Cruisers, you say? You have secured only 2, one in 2023 and then one in 2026, is this correct?
Yes, that is correct.
The Member of Parliament for Tafo, Vincent, Ekow, Assafuah, has taken on the National Pensions Regulatory Commission for the second time, describing their response to his concerns as evasive. The MP, in an earlier press engagement, accused the NPRA of unwarranted sourcing, paying themselves bloated per diems and salaries against the approval of the board. The pensions regulator, in a statement, condemned the accusations, describing them as frivolous and inaccurate. He is currently responding to the NPRA at a press conference in Parliament, and my colleague James Aveji is there and joins us live. James, the MP said the NPRA was evasive in their response to them. What did he say subsequently?
Well, Winston, he has been providing some documents which we cannot independently substantiate, but it has, he said he procured from both the DVLA as well as the request letter from the NPRA to the Ministry of Finance for release of funds for the procurement of these vehicles. And he gave us this letter dated 16th of April 2025, which was titled Request for Procurement Commencement Authorization for the National Pensions Regulatory Authority. And in the list of items on that letter, the first one is supply and delivery of vehicles. They categorize it as goods, and the amount quoted is 20.029 million Ghana cedis under that letter, which was written in 2025. Subsequently, he also provided some registration document from the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, which captured the registration of some of these vehicles. And in 2025, for instance, there's a Toyota Land Cruiser Prado registered in 2025 with registration number GS3850, another one, a GS4153, all registered in the name of the NPRA, but one of them was registered in the name of Kamas Logistics, which he said was the company that was contracted to see to the procurement of these vehicles. And so those are some of the documents he's been provided, letter from the NPRA, some to the board and some to the Finance Ministry for the purchasing of these vehicles. On the matter of the salaries and per diem, he said the NPRA was evasive because although they rejected that claim he made, they were unable to provide the exact amount of per diem and salary the current director is being paid. There was a letter he also provided of request for upward adjustment of the director's salary by 25%, but he said the current salary is more than the 25% which was approved by the board. And so he's been providing some of those documents to justify what he's saying. He wants the NPRA to come out with the specific figures with request to, with regards to some of these allegations he made. They tend to play down, call them as misleading and unsubstantiated wisdom.
Thank you very much, James Aveji, for bringing us that update from the House of Parliament. Now, moving on. President John Dramani Mahama has said the Kukuo 24-hour economy market is only one component of his government's wider 24-hour economy initiative. Speaking at a sword-cutting ceremony for the markets in the northern region, Mr. Mahama said such markets were designed to stimulate economic activity in district and rural areas.
First of all, if you take a careful look,
President John Dramani Mahama wrapped up day one of his two-day visit to the northern region with sword cutting for the construction of the Kuko 24-hour economy market. He was accompanied by ministers of state, CEOs, and presidential staffers. Addressing the gathering, President Mahama said the Kuko market is one of the biggest of the markets and is designed to operate all day under the 24-hour economy policy.
I was born and bred in Tamale, and I know that land is virtually finished. Every place in Tamale Central, I didn't know there would be land like this. So we want to thank you for securing this land. Work is going to start, and it is going to go fast. We've given the contractor 24 months, but most of the contractors assure us that we'll be able to come and commission before the end of 24 months. This is the biggest size that metropolitan assemblies are getting. The 24-hour market is in different models depending on the size of the metropolis or municipal or district, or if it's a rural district, the size differs. This is just a component of the whole 24-hour economy initiative. The 24-hour economy initiative is a much bigger concept than just the markets. The markets are a small aspect of it to stimulate economic activity in the districts.
Addressing the glut of rice and maize, President Mahama announced plans to intervene in the market.
Last year, we released 100 million cedis to mop up the excess maize in the system. And as I speak, the buffer stock managing director is here. His warehouses are still full of maize. So we're going to solve it in two ways. This year, they've been given an allocation of 200 million to the Minister of Agric to go into the market and mop up more excess produce, rice and maize. And so soon you will have the buffer stock food suppliers coming and buying some of that maize off you. When we're coming, we stopped on the Yendi Road. There's a new rice mill coming up there, and we're making an arrangement with Ghana Commercial Bank. And so at the beginning of the rice harvest season, the company will be giving money to go into the market and buy as much rice as is on the market, and it will be processed at that rice mill. And then we're going to establish 5 new maize processing plants. And so with corn too, they'll buy all the corn that is available off the farmers and they'll process it.
On the Tamale water crisis, he said funding challenges stalled progress under the previous government, and his government was working to fix the challenges.
I grew up in Tamale, so I know the Tamale water problem has been a very persistent one. I remember when we were in Ganasco, we used to go to Vincent Dam to go and fetch water. When we came, Parliament had approved a 277 million euro facility for Tamale water and Damango water. Past government defaulted in the debt payments. We declared that we couldn't pay our debts. If you don't come pay your debt, do they give you a new loan? So I've directed the Minister of Finance that we will find our own 277 million euro in cedis, and we will do the water system ourselves. I want to assure the people of Tamale, I'm a citizen of Tamale. If I don't do this water, nobody will come and do it.
Education Minister Harun Idrisu said the 24-hour economy initiative ties into a broader economic goal.
Mahama's vision over the 24-hour economy goes beyond the initiation and establishment of 24-hour markets. It is his vision to reposition value addition to every primary local produce Ghanaian product in Ghana.
Ghana and Spain are moving to deepen economic ties as they mark 60 years of diplomatic relations, with annual trade now estimated at $300 million. The renewed push aims to expand trade and unlock new investment opportunities, with high-level exchanges expected to begin next year to strengthen commercial cooperation. Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, who is in Spain with the Vice President, Professor Jenana Opoku-Agyeman, for the anniversary event has been sharing details of the engagement.
Next year also marks our 70th anniversary as a country. So it's quite a fortuitous year in terms of the alignments. And if you consider the fact that in our entire almost 60-year history of diplomatic relations, we have never, ever had a high-level state visit, not on any side. No prime minister or king of Spain has been to Ghana on a state visit, and no president of Ghana has been to Spain on a state visit. So you have a task to perform, and I have softened the grounds for you. When I met my counterpart yesterday, I told him that it is not acceptable, looking at how we trade amongst ourselves. Look at GB Foods, the vice president was with them yesterday. They've employed thousands of Ghanaians. They have assets. You have so many Spanish companies. Our trade volumes are huge, in excess of $300 million every year. So it is really not the best that at the diplomatic level, we don't have an icing on the cake. So we need to work towards that. The foreign minister is excited about the prospects, and he says that we should bring a formal invitation, which we have done. You can trust us to be very efficient. So we hope that next year we can have this state visit so that working on the vice president's visit, we can have a good climax, which Ghana-Spain relations really deserves.
Vice President Professor Agyeman-Rawlings wants more Ghanaian businesses to expand to the Spanish market.
Support each other, work with each other, and just keep your eyes on the bigger vision. The minister just said that it's going to be 60 years in Ghana-Spain relations. Only yesterday we visited the GB Foods. What I want to see, very simple. Spain has been in Ghana for as long as Ghana has been in Spain. Where is our equivalent of GB Foods from Ghana in Spain? That's what I live in.
Away from that, the former Attorney General under the Akufo-Addo administration, Godfred Dame, has launched a carping attack on the governing NDC, accusing the party of orchestrating a sustained witch hunt against opposition members through what he describes as a deliberate arrest and unlawful detentions without any tangible justification. He made these remarks during the 2026 edition of the Leadership and the Law series organized by the Law Student Network in Accra. Fatao Bayaga has more in this report.
The former Attorney General says the alleged arrest and detentions of opposition members is further compounded by the conduct of some judges whom he alleges are abetting these actions through questionable remand decisions and frivolous prosecutions of individuals for merely expressing views on matters of national interest.
Some members of the Judiciary have also, sad to say, become willing enablers of these violations with unjustified detentions of opponents of the ruling party. The unwarranted denial of bail to members of the NPP and frivolous prosecution of a few for the expression of views on matters of public interest cast a slur on the integrity and independence of the judiciary.
He also slammed the recently passed legal education bill in Parliament, describing it as ill thought through and warning that its implementation could set the country on a dangerous and uncertain path.
I noticed that this NDC administration, which is fast giving up to a standard of incompetence that the people of this country identified them by in the recent past, has enacted a new Legal Profession Act. The unwholesome reforms they have purported to introduce will be the subject of critique on another day. I can, however, say that like everything they touch in a bid to reset, it is ill thought through and can only lead the nation down a very dangerous trackway.
The Law Students Network is an organization established for students of the Ghana School of Law and other law faculties who have an interest in leadership, research and policy development. During the 2026 edition of the group's leadership series, Minority Chief Whip Jerry Ahmed Shaib urged the student lawyers to remain focused and disciplined as they pursue their dreams.
Winning in law will require discipline. Discipline to study the law thoroughly. Discipline to understand case facts deeply. And discipline to prepare every argument.
On his part, a member of the legal team for former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, Frank Davis, advised young lawyers to be patient and not rush to make money immediately after school, but instead focus on gaining valuable experience.
After 1 year, 2 years being called to the bar, you set up a practice. Well, what practice have you set up? And you are 2 years at the bar. Then they set up law firm, something, and associates. Who are your associates?
The event brought together key voices within the legal fraternity, offering guidance and raising critical concerns about the future of legal education and governance, as participants were encouraged to remain committed to excellence and uphold the rule of law. Reporting for JoyNews, Fatao Bayaga, Accra.
A long cycling journey across Ghana is drawing attention to climate change, transport choices and road safety. At the center of it is the European Union Ambassador to Ghana, Ron Skinnyback, who, among other team of cyclists, are riding from Accra to Tamale. From Tamale to Accra, actually, the 800 kilometers ride marks 50 years of the European Union in Ghana.
The team is covering 800 kilometers. The ride marks 50 years of the European Union in Ghana. They have already traveled over 400 kilometers and reached Boamasa. Along the way, they are meeting people and planting trees. European Union Ambassador Ron Skinnyback says,
the trees is a system of sustainability. And sustainability is exactly what the partnership between Ghana and the EU stands for.
The ambassador says cycling should not only be seen as a long-distance activity, but something people can use for daily movement.
It's important biking, not only for improving our carbon footprint, but also to improving our economy. Here we see how fuel prices are skyrocketing. We see lots of cars with only one person in, and I think the roads are fit for driving. It would leave room for more travelers also.
In Ghana, cycling is still not common. One major reason is safety. Between January and June 2025, more than 7,000 road crashes were recorded in Ghana. These crashes led to over 1,500 deaths. Poor roads, heavy traffic, and lack of cycling lanes make many people avoid bicycles. Cyclist Ama Adade says,
but the road networks are not adequate as they are. We need to be fixing potholes. Absolutely 100% leave it to the government. Sometimes if there's a pothole in front of your house, also come out, fill it with cement. It takes 2 seconds before that pothole grows. So we should all work together, encourage each other.
There is also a social perception problem. Many people still see cycling as something for the poor. Climate advocate James Kumbeni.
In Ghana here, cycling is associated with being poor. So when you have people of that caliber coming to ride bicycles in Ghana here, so that will help to take away that stereotype about cycling being associated with poverty. And you know, all this that we are doing is for the environment. And if we have people like this talking about riding to reduce carbon footprint, I see that as a nice thing, and there was no reason for me not to join this particular ride.
Experts say if more people use bicycles for short trips, it can reduce pollution, save fuel, and improve health. A report by Mohamed Nuruddin.
Children of school-going age in Boamasa in the West Mwampusi municipality of the Northern East region are facing persistent disruptions to their education during the rainy season due to the absence of teachers' accommodation. Residents say the lack of teachers' bungalows makes it difficult for teachers to remain in the community when the rains intensify, often leading to prolonged school closures. As a result, pupils of the community's primary schools are left without lessons for days and sometimes weeks. However, there is renewed hope. The Member of Parliament has cast salt for the construction of a new teachers' bungalow, and moves expected to improve teacher retention and ensure continuity in learning. Here's our report by correspondent Eliasu Tanko.
At Boamasa, In the rural northeast region, access to education has become increasingly difficult, not because children are unwilling to learn, but because the system is struggling to support them. With no accommodation facilities, teachers posted to Boamasa are compelled to live in nearby communities and commute daily to school. However, during the rainy season, heavy rains often render the roads impassable, forcing teachers to stay away for days or even weeks, disrupting academic work as classrooms are left empty without teachers. Community members have long raised concerns about the situation, warning that the conditions are negatively impacting academic performance and discouraging school attendance. Here is the chairman of the school's management committee.
Some of the teachers, because we don't have quarters here, they used to stay at somewhere. Some came from Walwali to here, and some are staying at Pargu here. Before it is in raining time, they came in late. If there is raining, they don't come.
The head teacher of the school, Karim Hudu, also lamented.
If a teacher is living far away from the school, so anytime, most of them is having excuses, especially rainy season. When it's rain early in the morning, they will pick the phone and call the head teacher because of the rain. He can't come by. If the teacher is staying here, I don't think that can happen.
The adverse impact of the situation on children of Boamasa is evident, as many struggle to express themselves in basic English. According to our checks, at least 20 children, mostly girls, have dropped out of school as a result of these challenges.
Because as a lower classes, if a teacher is absent and then the child comes and didn't see his teacher or her teacher in the class, he has to be roaming.
Even when school is in session, the difficulties persist. The school faces inadequate classroom space, forcing authorities to combine multiple classes into overcrowded rooms that are not conducive to learning.
When you combine two classes, the sitting arrangement will be crowded. Right. And most of the time, because some of them are grown up, sitting three in a dual desk to write is not easy.
For kindergarten pupils, the situation is even more dire. With no desks available, many are forced to sit on the bare floor during lessons.
We don't have KG block. Sometimes we combine KG1, KG2 because the classrooms are not enough. The whole of the KG class, we don't have a single desk, so we do sit on the ground to learn. This
has been a long-standing concern for residents who say it continues to affect the future of children in the community. However, on Saturday, April 18, 2026, both have finally arrived in Boamasa after many years. The Member of Parliament for the area, Dr. Tia Mahama Kabiru, cut the sword for the construction of a teacher's bungalow, a move expected to help retain teachers and ensure continuous learning even during the rains.
The only way you can attract and retain quality and qualified teachers is to provide a conducive environment for them to stay and be able to give the needed lessons or tuition to their children. So knowing that many teachers refuse posting to Boamasa because where to lay their head, where the teachers are going to lay their house has been a problem. And also following the fact that the community unanimously agree that they need this facility in order to attract teachers to the Boamasa community, I find it necessary to prioritize this particular issue.
Funded from his share of the common fund, the Member of Parliament urged the municipal assembly authorities to prioritize the project and avoid undue delays.
This is not money that is fully controlled by the MP. As a matter of fact, the MP is not even a signatory to the account that is holding the MP's money. The municipal chief executive, together with his bureaucrats, are those holding the money in trust for the MP and on behalf of the people of the Wale constituency. So the only time I fear that the assembly will be reluctant, because I've had bad experience with them in my previous initiative. If they don't delay, if they don't sleep on their jobs, I don't think there's going to be any problem whatsoever.
Residents have welcomed the initiative, but say more needs to be done, including the provision of additional classrooms and desks. For now, the people of Boamasa remain hopeful that this intervention marks the beginning of improved conditions for teaching and learning in the community. Reporting from Boamasa in the Westman Proceed municipality, Elias Sutanko for JoyNews.
We have more news for you right after this break. Keep watching.
If you got involved in an accident and you needed a surgery, that place they will put you, what do they call it?
That's a theater.
That's a theater. The doctors, before they start operating on you, they put you on some kind of a platform. Can we call that a stage? Before they start your surgery, are they going to put on lights? Do they wear their coats and all that? Can we call it costume? All the scalpels and knives and stuff they use, can we call them props? If it is a teaching hospital, they have other students watching the surgery. Can we call them an audience? Those same doctors, some people will go to them with depression, and because they have no drugs for them, they would recommend a theater, our kind of theater, for them to come and watch a show so they can laugh, and they call it therapeutic. So how different is my theater from their theater? I didn't become a medical doctor, but I am a doctor. Do I ever see myself getting into politics? We would be idiots if we all don't. Producers like Charlie, if you ask them about this, ask them about why. I want to ask you. Gen Zs are not lazy at all. They're actually very smart. We are the ones who are dumb. I've been trying to bring to Ghana for a while, and I just haven't found the money.
Oh, Charlie, George is crying again.
The sea is coming closer.
The sea was far from us. It's not this near like the way it is now.
We are losing land.
There were them one of the meetings I didn't hear.
Inosu, Teshi, La, Labadi, Nungwa, homes are disappearing, walls collapsing, families displaced, history wiped away.
Not just Christian Boncaster, but several areas along the coast are vulnerable.
Rising tides, relentless erosion, a coastline under siege.
The government needs to come and help as far as the sea defense is concerned.
When the sea comes home, a JoyNews feature series.
Welcome back to Joy Newsroom. Now to more news update. Land and chieftaincy disputes are the main drivers of conflict in the northern region, and they have held back development for years. Over the years, several millions of cities, properties, and lives have been lost through conflict. It's against this background that the paramount chief of the Nafreba traditional area, Ogbo Moses Waja Ndob Makrom, held a capacity building training for various stakeholders to help address these critical issues.
The event brought together representatives from the Bewa Palace, sub-chiefs, elders, security officials, and other stakeholders. The aim of the workshop was to improve collaboration and give traditional authorities better tools to manage conflict and drive development. Speaking on behalf of the paramount chief, the divisional chief from the traditional area, ASP Paul Wunada III, said key issues affecting the area include road, electricity, healthcare, education, among others. He called on residents to embrace peace.
Dredging of Wakuli and Natagu dams, completion and connection of Nakbar, Wajar, Napamba, and Wade communities to the national grid, that is electricity. Completion of the Wapuli-Buburli Road, where abandoned culverts of some portions have become death traps to road users. Construction of a polyclinic for Yankazia community and its environs. Roofing of an abandoned school structure in Nankuya. Establishment of a teacher training college to serve Knafia traditional area and other neighboring districts and communities such as Chirponi, Tatali, and Tentali Sanguli and Zabzugu. Also, posting enough teachers to the area to make up for the dwindling teacher-students and pupil ratio.
The Saboba District Police Commander, ASP Victor Kwafu, urged the people to use dialogue to resolve dispute and stressed that peace is essential for development.
Chieftaincy matters, they are being solved by our traditional leaders. Land matters, same is being solved by the traditional leaders. What about witchcraft? The same. We are there as dissect to support. So it is bent on us to identify people who want to disturb the peace we are enjoying in the district. Then we pick him out. Just a few days ago, we have to deploy some of our men to Bushegu to forestall peace. What is happening is all about chieftaincy and land. So far, I learned 6 people are dead. They are dead and gone. We don't want that issue there to happen in our district here. So we have to protect the peace that we are enjoying here.
The paramount chief of the Bumbon traditional area, Obor Wumbe Dawuni, on his part said traditional leadership must be strengthened to manage dispute more effectively.
These issues come from land and chieftaincy, and I think that our gathering here, especially amongst chiefs, we should be able to find a way that our capacity can be built so that we'll be able to manage more, to be able to dialogue, to be able to interact, and to be able to coexist.
Now, the Association of Human Resource Management Practitioners in Health Ghana has officially launched its Ahafo regional chapter at the Shridiem to streamline HR practices and advocate for the welfare of health workers across the region. Regional health authorities are already charging the new executive to ensure transparency and eliminate cash or kind demands in staff promotions and transfers. Emmanuel Ejujinfi has more.
Held on the team, building a resilient health workforce, the strategic role of human practitioners in achieving universal health coverage, the association now serves as the official mouthpiece for HR professionals, focusing on capacity building and supporting government health policies. Beyond the ceremony, practitioners dove into a continuous professional development session. Topics range from professional ethics and conduct to leveraging IT for efficiency in the modern health workplace. Isaac Ankama is the acting regional president of the association.
As HR practitioners, we play a crucial role in ensuring effective recruitment, facilitating training and development, and creating systems that retain talent and promote performance. The success of our health system quietly depends on the decisions we make every day. Through structured CPD programs such as this, we are better positioned to strengthen our competencies and deliver more effectively on our mandate. As we inaugurate this regional chapter, our vision is simple but powerful: to build a strong, vibrant, and professional community of human resource practitioners within the Ahafo region.
Christian Osebonsu, regional HR manager, highlighted the role of HR as the bridge between leadership and staff.
HR is at the heart of every organization because we serve as a bridge between the employees and the employees. Over the period, we have seen a lot of improvement in our practices. I am very confident that the discussions and insight that will be shared will go a long way to improve our work and to the benefit of staff we serve and all stakeholders.
The program, chaired by Thomas Nansuri, Assafuah South District Health Director, concluded with a call for HR practitioners to also prioritize their own welfare.
If you are a HR practitioner and you're supposed to ensure that systems is good for the people, all the employees, you are politically you are not well sound, or you also have issues, how do you therefore ensure that the system works for all other employees? Therefore, coming together and able to identify some of their challenges, and as a group, I think coming together is very, very important.
With its official inauguration, the Afro chapter is now positioned to lead strategic human resource management in capacity building within the region's medical landscape. Emmanuel Edujemfi, JoyNews, Fidium.
Newly enskinned chief of the Tulunsi traditional area, Akufo-Addo Basuglo Sampo III, has highlighted several critical development deficits in the area that require urgent attention, including the lack of a completed district hospital, poor road networks connecting Funsie to Wa, and ongoing educational challenges which he pledged to lobby government and other development agencies to fix. He stated that many of the youth in the area are unemployed, which he intends to advocate for skills training centers for the youth and to combat child marriage to ensure girls remain in the classroom. JoyNews Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam was at his coronation at Funsie and has this report.
Funsie, capital of the West District, for 4 years has been without a paramount chief following protracted legal disputes as to who are the rightful occupants of the skin. Following the legal resolution of the disputes regarding the traditional rotational gate system, Akufo-Addo Basuglo Sampo III was successful in skinned at a colorful deba attended by people from all walks of life, including paramount, divisional, sub-chiefs, and queen mothers from the district and beyond. Also in attendance were sons and daughters of the area. The attendees gorgeously and exquisitely dressed to kill in their fugu, or better known here as Dentity, laced with their rhythmic dance, showcasing the rich tradition and culture of the area. Secretary to the chief, Duma Yusuf Sampo, explained that the delay in succession was primarily due to court injunctions and disagreements over the recognized royal gates in Funsie following the demise of the previous chief on July 1, 2022. He noted that the disputes took roughly 4 years to fully resolve before a new leader could be chosen. Delivering his inaugural address, which was read on his behalf by his secretary, Akufo-Addo Basuglo Sampo III, outlined unity as the fundamental pillar of his new reign.
It is the heaviest burden of responsibility. I accept this tool not as a master, but as a servant. I accept not for personal glory, but for the glory of Funsie.
In a separate interview prior to the public gathering, Akufo-Addo Basuglo Sampo III reiterated his commitment to togetherness, stating that his primary desire is to unite the Funsie people. The traditional ruler highlighted several critical development deficits in the area that require urgent attention, including the lack of a completed district hospital, poor road networks connecting Funsie to Wa, and ongoing educational challenges.
We have educational challenges, road challenges, and our health center, which is not yet, that is the district hospital, it's not yet completed, and we are praying that the president and his cabinet should try and then complete it for us.
He pledged to advocate for skills training centers for the youth and to combat child marriage to ensure girls remain in the classroom.
We have teenage pregnancy, which is at high here, and we have to work together to reduce teenage pregnancy students who cannot actually go to school due to poverty. We have to come to work together with government to help brilliant but needy students.
Furthermore, he noted the absence of a district court in Funsie, a situation he says forces residents to travel all the way to Wa to settle disputes and access judicial services.
You know, Funsie is far from Wa, so we don't have a district court. So we cannot travel every small town. We have to go to Wa for a court. So if government can provide us a district court in Funsie.
Historic coronation ceremony drew massive support from neighboring traditional councils who came to throw their weight behind the new leader. Delivering a solidarity message, the paramount chief of the Jiriba traditional area, Nadina Donlabongana III, noted that the occasion signifies continuity, stability, and the enduring strength of the region's cultural heritage.
As we celebrate today, let us also reflect on the enduring role of chieftaincy as a pillar of governance, identity, and development in our society. May this new chapter bring greater collaboration among all stakeholders for the growth and prosperity of Funsie.
Similarly, the paramount chief of Buha traditional area and one representative, Na Alaj Ali Seydu Pelepo Yelamana, praised the selection of the new chief, describing him as an astute businessman with useful connections capable of fast-tracking the development of the area. He called on all factions to bury the hatchet and wholeheartedly support the new leader.
I am calling upon the people of the Funsie traditional area to bury the hatchet, rally behind him, and support him to bring the much-needed development home. After the criminal process of contesting to occupy a vacant skin is over and the chief is finally skinned, the next thing for all well-meaning natives is to let go the past and eschew all divisive tendencies.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam, Funsie.
The Student Loan Trust Fund is calling on the tertiary students across the country to showcase their creativity by producing a 4-minute danceable song as part of activities marking its 20th anniversary. Chief Executive Officer of the fund, Dr. Sadija Shiraz, announced the modalities of the competition at a media launch in Accra.
Chief Executive of the Student Loan Trust Fund, Dr. Sajida Shiraz, has invited all tertiary students to participate, including persons with disability, with production support from dancehall artist Shatta Wale.
We are announcing this competition for all students enrolled in tertiary institutions in Ghana. You can enter this competition as either an individual or a group. You can collaborate with people, and this is what we hope. Between 2 to 4 minutes, we hope that you can produce a danceable track. We want to dance, but it should tell the SLTF story, and the hook should be about SLTF at 20 and definitely the No Fee Stress initiative by President John Dramani Mahama. We are going to do an initial shortlist of 10 people and have it go through a public voting session, and we'll do a final shortlist of 3 people. But before then, all 3 shortlisted candidates will hit the musical booth with production support from Shatta Wale to make a song, a studio-worthy song that is worthy of being performed. The song then becomes the official SLTF anthem.
Dr. Shiraz also commended government student loan policy interventions, including the extension of a no-fees policy to students of the Ghana School of Law. She noted that the fund has recorded a 50% increase in loan amounts alongside a significant reduction in interest rates.
This year, we have onboarded, or we have rolled out the full suite of no fee stress policies, which entails the no academic fee policy, the free tertiary education for persons with disabilities policy, the student loan plus policy. For the very first time, we have followed the presidential directive to expand coverage to include students from the Ghana School of Law. And as I speak, we have given close to 600 students from the Ghana School of Law full fee coverage loans under the Student Loan Plus initiative, and we are onboarding other students. I'm also happy to say that this year, as part of our commitment to enhancing the loan package as it was traditionally, for this academic year, students are enjoying the 50% increment in student loan amounts at a very significantly reduced interest rate, because previously we were charging 12% compounding, but now we are charging a simple 6% simple interest on students' loan, and this is because of the research agenda of President John Dramani Mahama.
National President of the National Union of Ghana Students, Rashid Ibrahim, also welcomed the interventions, describing them as a boost to access to funding for students nationwide.
Student loan, as we all know, was granting loans, but today they've added several things, that is a student loan plus, which the Ghana School of Law students are benefiting from it. Of course, that is good. I'm a lawyer. I was in the law school a few years ago, and I struggled to pay my fees. So if today my colleagues have gotten the chance to receive loans that will aid in their academic works, I think that is good. I commend the government for that.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive of Event Partner Hot Wave, Philip Nana Kwame Brobe, outlined prize packages for winners of the competition.
We decided that with the help from Madam, we have decided to bring out the next Shatawale from this 20th anniversary of the Student Loan Trust. So if you see me here today and some of my colleagues from Hot Wave, we are here to give our full support, and we are here to also make sure that whoever emerges as a winner, Shatawale is ready to mentor that person to its full potential to become the next Shatawale.
The initiative, according to the fund, is not only to mark its anniversary but also to provide a platform for students to express their creativity and ease academic stress.
Orphanage Village of Hope in Gomoa-Fetche has given children who have either lost their parents or have been abandoned a second chance to life for many years. The village provides health care, education, and family setting to enable the children to thrive. This requires daily provision of basic items, which runs out so quickly due to the huge numbers. Acknowledging such needs, the SM Cares Foundation, headed by Sarah Mensah, has donated stationery and food items to the village to complement their efforts. Speaking to the presentation, during the presentation, Sarah Mensah, who is also a journalist at the Multimedia Group Limited, indicated her commitment to continue supporting the orphanage and other vulnerable groups catering for the children. Hannah Odame was with the team and reports.
Over the years, SM Cares Foundation has been providing abandoned children in orphanages with basic needs. This, the CEO, Sarah Mensah, says, gives her joy as she knows that act nourishes the children and also makes them happy.
Living in children is one of the precious gifts you can give to them as they grow. So this is why I have chosen to focus on them each time I have to give back to society. I'm committed to growth of these children in the orphanage and in my community as well. The reason why I focused on them on my birthday, because we know they are our future.
The children who enjoyed the many gifts and love shown them by the SM Cares Foundation expressed their joy through lots and lots of dance. For JoyNews, I am Hannah Odame.
That'll be all for here on JoyNews Room. My name is Winston Tackie. Thanks for watching. Up next is the law.
My name is Joseph Titi Afangui. I'm the founder and executive director of the Young Visionary Leaders Ghana, a youth-led non-governmental organization working in the areas of water, sanitation, and hygiene in schools and communities. I'm a social development practitioner and a passionate advocate for social change. I have been working with Young Visionary Leaders Ghana on so many development engagements and advocacies. And so working with this organization, focusing mainly on ensuring that women, children, persons living with disability have access to clean, potable water in schools. My motivation stems from a child who grew up in a community that didn't have access to clean, potable water and basic education. I always believe that the child must be given such an opportunity to dream, learn, and thrive in a society where there are so many opportunities. The JoyNews Impact Makers Award is an inspiring initiative, and it is not just a platform, but then a platform that inspires hope, a platform that encourage and motivates every change maker or every hero out there doing something to support their community. And I think that this is not just an award or an initiative, but it's a life-changing.
By an originating motion on notice and supporting affidavit filed by the applicant on the 30th of January 2026. Important note. Filed on the 30th of January 2026. A supplementary affidavit in support filed on the 26th of February 2026. An accompanying statement of case filed on the 16th of February 2026. The applicant invokes the supervisory jurisdiction of this court by way of judicial review under Order 55 of the High Court Civil Procedure Rules 2004 CI 47, praying for the following reliefs against the respondent. An order of quo warranto compelling the respondent to justify the authority under which it conducts prosecutions in the name of the Republic without express authorization by the Attorney General. B, a declaration that on a proper interpretation of Article 88(4) of the 1992 Constitution and Section 4(2) of the Office of Special Prosecutor Act 2017, Act 959, the OSP, may prosecute only subject to and upon the authorization by the Attorney General. C, a declaration that in the absence of such authorization, the respondent's exercise of prosecutorial powers is unconstitutional, unlawful, null and void. And D, an order of restraint preventing the respondent from initiating, conducting, or continuing prosecutions in the name of the Republic unless duly authorized by the Attorney General. This is the case of the Republic on the application of Peter Archibald Hyde. So the case, in fact, is Peter Archibald Hyde, the applicant, versus the Office of Special Prosecutor, who is the respondent. And the court, presided over by His Lordship Justice John Eugene Nyante Nyadu at the General Jurisdiction Division 10 of the High Court, ended with this conclusion and orders made. He said, since by Clause 3 of Article 88 of the Constitution, the Attorney General is responsible for the initiation and conduct of prosecution of all criminal offenses in Ghana, I hereby order the Attorney General to take over all prosecutions currently being handled by the respondent, that is, Office of Special Prosecutor, in the various courts pending the submission of its application to the Attorney General for the grant of authorization to its officers by way of an executive instrument to enable them to prosecute criminal cases. Consequently, any convictions, if any, secured by the respondent, that's the Office of Special Prosecutor, as a result of the purported exercise of prosecutorial power is hereby declared void, and I order the trial of the persons convicted to be commenced de novo, that is, afresh, by the Attorney General, pending the respondent applying to the Attorney General for its officers to be authorized to conduct criminal prosecutions and the issue of necessary executive instrument in that regard. That is the matter that has brought all of us our attention to Article 88 and Section 4 of the Special Prosecutor Acts. I'm Samson Ladia Yanini. This is the law. It's your legal light. It is your help law. My guest will introduce him to you right away.